What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all. Hope your week's off to a good start. Let's take a look at Tuesday. It's the final day of Mercury in Sagittarius. Just came off the square to Neptune, and now we're going to start squaring these nodes as we make that ingress into Capricorn tonight. So, one thing I do like is that Mercury's leaving Sagittarius, and we're going to consolidate our minds in a lot of ways here and get back to sort of constructive thought patterns, starting to maybe understand plans a little bit better. It's been kind of free range mentally and extremely difficult to sort of focus and make sense of a lot of things in life. But I do think that the mind is going to consolidate itself coming into Capricorn. It's going to square these nodes, which I think is a big point for our mind to make decisions. It's the South Node in Libra, it's Mercury in Capricorn, and it's a North Node in Aries. Like, this is finally, we're getting to a place where it's like, okay, I can make a decision. We can feel like we still want to be stuck in limbo, but realistically, we, I think, should know to take some authority for ourselves, take some accountability for what we're thinking, and like put some plans to action, move forward a little bit. It's still weird. Mars is retrograde. Moving forward is just a weird thing. We have a weird quincunx here between Mercury and Mars today too, but we don't want our thoughts to constrict us and hold us back to some place of just inevitable limbo where we can't do anything. We definitely want to try and get things going, I think, today, and especially by the end of the day and coming into tomorrow. Like, we got to consolidate enough of what we know, enough of our truth into constructive verbalization of them, communication of them, have talks that matter, say what we need to say, not be afraid of expressing our emotion or whatever we've learned over the past few months. But especially over the last month with like Mercury retrograde and all that, like we're finally getting to a point where it's like, okay, this is where I'm gonna start to have a better grasp mentally on my reality and what I'm doing day to day. So I am excited for that, and I think that this is a great opportunity to make some decisions, to try some things, um, to not to not be restrictive force on yourself, but to take that maturity and that accountability to say what needs to be said, or just have the understanding of what needs to be said. So just I'm really into that. I like that shift a lot, and it gives the sun some backup. It's been kind of singleton here in Capricorn, and trying to get these goals and trying to figure things out and make sense of what we want out of life. Now we're able to kind of think about what's important for our lives much more clearly after today. So today's kind of like the last day of like kind of euphoria in some ways. Like, oh my God, I can kind of feel that way. But it does get better. And then we're going to see Mercury start to sextile Venus, which I think gives us a good look at our values, things that we want to make happen in life, things that we're trying to manifest and create. Kind of lets us be constructive about how we're imagining what we're going to form relations with, whether it's people or things in our life. And yeah, the square between Saturn and Jupiter, they're separating a little bit more here until their third and final when Jupiter comes direct in a month. And yeah, other than that, this moon is in Aries. And I think that it's trying to make things happen more, but it is going to enter Taurus midday, square Pluto. It's going to square Mars. So there's definitely emotional tension. It can be interesting about where our mind's at with this Mercury at 29 Sag. And how confused are we really? We're probably not as confused as we think we are. I think we're looking for tangible evidence, and it's hard to identify what that really is. But I think ultimately, at least emotionally, we probably do know. And this is kind of a stand up for what you know. Stand up for what you feel. Be willing to express yourself. Be willing to move forward in life and try things and move forward with that consolidated approach to like what you want and how you're gonna get it. And yeah, it can bring some intensity for sure. We've been in like these very like intense but yet subtle times. It's almost like we're looking for something intense to just give us what we want, but we're not able to get that, but we can feel it. Well, I think this is a good opportunity to let the feeling take you where you need to go, say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done, and not hold yourself back. You know, the moon and Mars are in a good reception right now, with Mars in Cancer and the moon in Aries. So I like the forceful nature that that can kind of put into our personal lives. And, you know, things might come up that, you know, bring up some kind of a emotion that can be triggering or assertive, but that's a good thing. We do kind of want to be in a place where we're going to start to assert ourselves more and more and more right now. So be assertive today. Make decisions. I think it's a good test of like, are you just going to make the decision? You need to do something. You can't sit in limbo forever, right? No, you can't. And that's just going to feel more confusing than ever. But I do think we're going to open everything up enough today to consolidate it to the best things that make the most sense for what we want and what we desire. And we got the card for today, and it is, oh my god, 14. That's Temperance. You know, almost look like Justice, but it's definitely Temperance. I don't know. It's interesting. I think we need to follow the flow and our intuition right now and be able to test out things and try things and see how things feel. Like I like the testing of the water with this card, right? It's kind of putting one foot in. Got to try things, and I think too, like we don't need to look at for balance. It's funny. I was thinking about the Justice card when I got this, when I pulled this. It's not so much about looking for that like justice or balance. Like you want to put things in your favor for where you're flowing right now, and I think that it's good to be patient. We don't have to like rush things. We can feel like we need to rush, but really intuitively, you're gonna know when to act and how to act, and trust that because it's got some divine flow behind it for your life. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Much love. Peace.